ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा तदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय निर्विशेषं तं करोति वाचालं मङ्गलं गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं तं वन्दे। So yesterday was a very auspicious festival of Radha Ashtami, the birth celebrations, anniversary of Srimati Radharani. So today I thought we will speak something about the glories of Radharani, some pastimes, and I thought that whether it is children or adults, the class is going to be the same. Okay, so I thought I'll just combine both the classes. Hare Krishna. See, the youngest student, so nicely sitting there. Correct? Very good. You are training him? No. Okay. So, today is also Heman's birthday. I got a dream today morning. Ah, your birthday also. That's why you are shining. Very good. Happy birthday to you. So later we will wish both Hemant and a happy birthday, and we will jointly celebrate in remembrance of Srimati Radharani. So we had a very nice festival yesterday of Srimati Radharani. While Krishna Janmashtami is a very public festival and all over the world people celebrate, Radha Ashtami is a relatively lesser known festival. Yes, very few people know. And the first time I found out about Radha Ashtami, I said, what festival is this? I have never heard of this festival. First time you are hearing about it. Yes. So, the reason is that Krishna is for the whole world. But Radharani is especially for those who are devoted to Krishna. Okay, I am putting in very simple words. Now this doesn't mean that Radharani is not available to the world, but the world will not know her. Unless you know Krishna, you will not know Radharani. So you have to come close enough to Krishna, understand Krishna enough to even find out about Radharani. Correct? Okay. For example, you may know the Prime Minister of a country, Yes. How many of you have heard of Vladimir Putin? Vladimir Putin? Putin? He is the president of Russia. Probably not a very good example. You don't even know. Okay. Who's the prime minister of president of USA? Donald? Okay. How many of you know the name of his wife? See? Because you know him only as the president of USA. You don't know him as a person. Correct? If you know somebody as a person, I know him as a person, so I know his wife's name. Okay. What is his wife's name? Actually, some of you know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's not so important. Otherwise, we will get distracted from the discussion. But the point I'm trying to make is, you will know about the family of the personality when you actually come close. If you are only approaching the Lord based on His position as God, then you may not be so interested. You are just, God, give me this, Hare Krishna, come. Then you will be very interested in worshipping Him, getting blessings from Him, getting your problems solved from Him. But you may not be knowing much about Him as a person. So when you get to know Krishna intimately as a person, that is when you come to know about Krishna's inner circle. And that is when you find out, oh, what is it, who it is who are Krishna's parents, who is Krishna's greatest devotee, who are his friends, where does he stay, what does he like to eat, what does he like to drink, what does he like to wear, what does he like to do. Yes, correct? When we are close enough to a person, then this is the information we know. So if we know all these questions about somebody, that means we are close. And if you are very, very close, then you know that person so much that you can even sometimes say, I know you better than you know yourself. Yes? Correct? Like most parents can say that about their children, right? At one time I was talking to my spiritual master and I was discussing something. So my spiritual master, I don't remember what exactly I said, but he was telling me something and I was giving a different opinion. Of course, very respectfully, I was saying, I think like this. I was sitting in his room, just me and him. And we were discussing and Maharaj told me, Gaurachandra, I know you better than you know yourself. So when I heard that, normally if somebody tells you, I know you better than you know yourself, you will feel offended. Apart from parents. Even if the spouse tells us, I know you better than you know yourself, we'll never believe. Correct? Husbands, will you believe? Wife thinks she knows everything about the husband, but husband knows that the wife doesn't know anything. Of course, when you are very close to the person, you find out much more than the other person knows. But nonetheless, of course, I felt very comforted when I heard this, because then here is somebody, when somebody is instructing, when they know us better than we know ourselves, then they know exactly what is best for us. So anyway, the point that we are trying to make here is that when a person becomes close to the Lord, he starts understanding the inner circle of God. And why is it important to know the inner circle of God? Why are you going to know about the inner circle of God? Is it just information? Why do you want to know about God's inner circle? Why you want to know who are his parents? Why you want to know who are the friends? Why do you want to know what time he goes to herd the cows? Why do you want to know what time he returns back after herding the cows? Why you want to know what time he has his lunch? Very good. Because those who are close to him are the means to get close to the Lord. Yes or no? Sometimes you want to get close to somebody, but before we can get close to him, we get close to those who are close to him. Yes or no? So let's say you want to meet a big film star. Which film star you want to meet, Sanjana? Very good. Okay, so she knows who's the real hero. Who's the real hero? Wonderful. Okay, good. Okay. So, anybody, you want to meet any hero? If you want to meet a big hero, he may not give you appointment, but you can first make friendship with his secretary. Take him out for lunch and then say, do some setting so that I will get to meet him. Yes? So that is how things work. And this is true even in a spiritual sense, but not in a material way, but in a spiritual way. Because Krishna is so affectionate to his devotees that those who become dear to his devotees automatically become dear to Krishna. And by virtue of being dear to his dear ones, they automatically come in his inner circle. Yes? The friends of my friends are my friends. Yes? Correct or not? So if those who are very dear to Krishna tell Krishna, Krishna, this person, oh, he deserves to be in the inner circle, then Krishna will say, okay, because you are telling, they can join. Okay? So this is the background. All of this is eventually coming to the principle of what Srimati Radharani represents. So I'm going to tell you one or two stories first. Then we will come into the philosophy of Srimati Radha. Okay? So 2 stories for today. 2 long stories. Sorry, 1 short, 1 long. Okay? So Radharani is a deep mystery, and the reason why she is not known is because she is from the inner circle. And not many people know about God's private life. They know about his public life, but they don't know about his private life. Nor are many people even interested in his private life. But those devotees who want to be close to him are interested in God's inner world, so that they can become a part of the inner world, because they know that the highest experience of taste of divinity, the highest experience of bliss comes in the inner circle of the Lord and his devotees. So Lord Krishna appeared 5,000 years ago in the land of Braja. We discussed that story, right? In Gokul, he was born in Mathura, he was brought to Gokul Mahavan, and he was kept in the house of Nanda and Yashoda. Now, in this whole area of Brajmandal, there were a few very prominent kings. Kings meaning they were kings of the cowherds, not kings like Kamsa, kings of the cowherd community. So one of the kings is of course Nanda and Yashoda, and there was one more king who was known as Vrishabhanu, and his wife was known as Kirtida. What is the name? Kirtida. Kirtida means she who gives fame. So Vrishabhanu and Kirtida would stay in a place called Rawal, which is a little distance away from Gokul Mahavan. So the story goes as such that we all know how Krishna was actually born after much prayers by Nanda and Yashoda. Yes? Yes. After much prayers by Nanda and Yashoda, in fact many years, yes? In fact when Krishna was born, Nanda and Yashoda were already a bit elderly. And there was great celebration when Krishna was born. Have you heard this beautiful song? Nanda ke ananda bhayo jai kanaiya lal ki. How many of you have heard? Very nice. Jai kanaiya lal ki, jai kanaiya lal ki. This is how the whole Braj was celebrating when Krishna was born. Nanda ke dular ki, Yashoda ke lal ki. Nanda ke ananda bhayo jai kanaiya lal ki. There is great joy in the house of Nanda. Why? Finally a beautiful son is born. Hati dini, gode dini, aur dini palki. And Nanda Maharaj was so happy that he was giving charity like anything, horses, elephants, chariots, palkis. Jawano ko hathi ghode, budhan ko palki. To young people he was giving horses and cows and elephants in donation, and to elderly people he was giving palki. Because you saw palki is the what they carry on the shoulder when somebody sits. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, English also is known as palki. There's no other word that I can think of. So great celebration was there, but on the other side, Vrishabhanu and Kirtida were still waiting for a child. A very similar situation, but they were praying very hard. And Kirtida and Vrishabhanu were praying very hard that the original mother of the universe, the mother of all mothers, the original goddess, becomes her daughter. For many years they were praying, but nothing was happening. Then one day, when King Vrishabhanu went to the Yamuna to take bath, as he was taking his bath, he saw a beautiful lotus flower, a huge lotus flower floating on the Yamuna. And the lotus flower came by him, and he was shocked to see that in the midst of that lotus flower was lying a very beautiful, golden complexioned, effulgent girl. Wow! Who is this girl? Destiny has brought her to me. So he quickly picked her up and ran back home and showed it to his wife Kirtida. And they were both very happy. And they were saying, this must be the blessing that we have received. And they adopted her as their daughter. In fact, once Narad Muni came, and Narad Muni also came, and he came to their house and he said, I want to see, I've heard that the little girl is born. So they said, no, yeah, she's born, but there is one thing that Vrishabhanu and Kirtida were very sad about. Even though the girl was extremely beautiful, fair and effulgent, there was one thing about her. What was about her? She did not open her eyes. She would not speak anything. It appeared as if she was blind, deaf and dumb. Because she would not speak, she would not respond to any sound, she would not open her eyes. So even though they were happy, at the same time they were very sad. So Narad Muni came to see her, and Narad Muni told them, don't worry, it's very special. And Narad Muni took the dust of the feet of this girl because he knew who this girl is. Then, as the news spread all over Vraj that Vrishabhanu and Kirtida have adopted a daughter, various people from Vraj Mandal started visiting their home. And the best friend of Kirtida was Yashoda. So Yashoda and Nanda said, yes, we must go and visit Kirtida. Just like we have been blessed with a child, they have also been blessed with a wonderful daughter. So let us go. So this story happened roughly 11 days after the birth of Radharani. So Krishna was already close to a year at that time. He was already born roughly a year earlier. So Krishna comes as a young boy, barely a year old, and Yashoda and Nanda, they bring Krishna and they come to the house of Vrishabhanu. As Nanda and Yashoda are busy talking and so many people and they are celebrating, Radharani is lying in a cradle, being rocked, and little Krishna has been left around to play. So little Krishna, and nobody is looking, goes, walks. 1-year-old boy. Goes up to the cradle, climbs on top of the cradle, and starts looking at Radharani and holds her hand. Hello, how are you? And And as soon as Radharani feels the touch of Krishna, she immediately opens her eyes, blooming eyes like lotus petals. And she's smiling and she starts laughing. And everybody notices and hears this voice, and everybody comes running, and they see how Radharani, suddenly who seemed like deaf and dumb and blind, now can see also, can talk also and hear also. And they see that Krishna has made this possible. So they all become very, very happy. And then her name is given as Radha. Why is her name given as Radha? Her name is given as Radha because she is best at doing Aradhana. Have you heard the word Aradhana? The best worshipper of Krishna is Radha. Anaya Radhita. The Bhagavad says there is nobody who worships Krishna better than her. She was such an ardent devotee. Not she was, she is such an ardent devotee of the Lord that even when she came to this world, from the spiritual world, she said, I don't want to see anything, hear anything, talk about anything in this world. I have come to this world simply for Krishna's pleasure. So I will not interact with this world until the Lord comes to me. That was the chastity of her devotion. And that was how she was fixed in her devotion. So she is considered the topmost of Krishna's devotee. Now a few philosophical points before we go to the next story. Radharani is not just a devotee of Krishna. Like all of us are trying to be devotees. One day we will become perfect in our devotion. But that doesn't mean we will become like Radharani. Radharani, her position should be understood by everyone clearly. Who is Radharani? The scriptures explain that the one ultimate absolute truth voluntarily divides himself into two for the purpose of having loving devotional reciprocation. So that one God becomes a male and a female at the same time. One God becomes Radha and Krishna. So they are not actually two, they are actually one who have become two. Why have they become two? Because God doesn't like to be alone. He wants company. And what kind of company? Company of His stature. Company where the qualities of the counterpart are at par with God's qualities. In this case, not just at par, but even excelling. So that one God becomes He God and She God. Correct? So if anybody asks you, is God a man or a woman? What will be the answer? So God has a masculine side to Him, God has a feminine side to Him. The masculine side of God is Krishna, the feminine side of God is Radha. One is the Purusha, the other is Prakriti or Shakti. One is the possessor of energy, the enjoyer, and the other is the energy. Energy and energetic. Purusha and Prakriti. Yes? So this energy of the Lord, which is not different from the Lord, is always engaged in the service of Krishna. And she is the very root of all devotion. She is the root and the source of all devotion. Any devotion that anybody has in all existence is coming from her only. Any love for the Lord that is there is coming from her only. Any happiness, pleasure that devotees are getting in serving Krishna is coming from her only. She is the very source of devotion, joy, service attitude. That's why she is the original mother. And that is why, especially like what we mentioned earlier, those who are aspiring to become close to the Lord, they actually approach God in the form of Radharani so that they can get that devotion very easily. Okay? So devotees are also very smart. They know that there is a masculine God and feminine God. Who is easier to approach? Between mother and father, who is easier to approach? Feminine, sure. Yeah? So generally, there may be exceptions, but generally, the feminine aspect is more sensitive, more accommodative, more forgiving, more tolerant. Yes? The masculine aspect is more oriented towards justice, towards discipline, yes, towards order, towards duty. So when living entities want shelter of the Lord, and when they know they are inadequate in their devotion, inadequate in their purity, they take shelter of the divine energy of the Lord in the form of Radharani, and Radharani being a mother, she gives shelter to such devotees. So what does Radharani do? She blesses them with devotion. Either you see Radharani like this, blessing them with devotion, yes, or what Radharani does, she accepts the devotee and offers the devotee to Krishna. So that is Radharani's main service. All the devotees who come to Radharani, what she does? She blesses them and engages them in Krishna's service. So that is why those who want to enter the inner circle of Krishna come to Radharani and pray to her lotus feet, so that by her blessings we can get entrance into Krishna's home. The ultimate aspiration of all devotees is to become a family member of Krishna. Would you like to be Krishna's family member? Yes. Family member here doesn't just mean family member as in brother, sister. Like a family member, sometimes the friends are so close they are as good as family. The neighbors sometimes are so close they are as good as family. So those who are devotees of Krishna, especially those who want to be close to Krishna, like the residents of Vrindavan, they are always aspiring to worship Krishna under the shelter, protection and blessings of Srimati Radharani. So it is intelligent for devotees to always pray to Radharani first and then to pray to Krishna. Because Radharani is so attractive to Krishna that anybody who chants the name of Radha, Krishna becomes attracted to them. Huh? Who's chanting Radha's name? Who's chanting Radha's name? Okay? Like that. Then the Lord becomes attracted. Krishna attracts the whole world. Even Madan, who is the god of love, who is considered the most beautiful form in this world, the whole world is attracted by Kamadev or Madan. But that same Madan, have you heard of this Madan? The god of love, you have not heard about him? He's so beautiful, he's so powerful that he can influence anybody and make them mad out of infatuation and love and beauty. He's so beautiful, he's so beautiful. So one time Madan found out that Krishna has incarnated in Vrindavan. So Madan said, oh, I heard he is also quite good looking, Krishna. Let me go and check out this new guy who has come to the neighborhood. So Kamdev went around to Vraj, flaunting his beauty. And when he came and he saw Krishna, when Kamadev saw Krishna, Kamadev fainted. He fainted instantly because he could not even imagine the beauty of Krishna. It was too much for him. He saw and he fainted. That's why Krishna is known as Madan Mohan. We cannot even imagine. Can we imagine? No, we cannot even imagine Madan. Forget about the most beautiful male or female form on this planet compares, if you go to the heavenly planets, the beauty is at least 100 times more. At least. The average person in the heavenly planets is 100 times more beautiful than the most beautiful person on earth. Just to give you some idea. Okay, and Kamdev is amongst the top amongst them. And he fainted. So after that day, Krishna became famous as Madan Mohan. He who conquered Cupid. And he didn't have to do anything. Cupid conquers the world, but the Cupid was conquered by Krishna. That is why it is said, those who are enamored by Cupid, they should meditate on Krishna. By meditating on Krishna's eyebrows, one loses all attraction for material beauty. Okay? So if anybody is being troubled by Kamadev, they should meditate on Krishna's eyebrows. Krishna's eyebrows are known as Pushpaban. You know Kamadev, he has also a Pushpaban. He shoots an arrow. You've seen even in this world, there is a heart drawn and there is an arrow which passes through the heart. That concept, where it comes from, that arrow is the arrow of Kamadev. When Kamadev sends his Pushpaban and it hits somebody in the heart, they become like that. Okay, they become enamored by the attraction of beauty. But Krishna also has Pushpaban. How does he show his Pushpaban? If Krishna simply looks at you and raises his eyebrow, like an arrow, spiritual arrow, extremely beautiful. That is why Rupa Goswami says, please, 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 he prays, if at all you want to keep any attraction for anything in this material world, please follow this one advice. Please don't go to the bank of the Yamuna at Keshi Ghat, because there is this extremely beautiful boy who's standing there with his threefold bending form, holding a flute, and if you see him once, his beautiful eyebrows, finished, you are gone. Nothing else will attract you in this world. That is the beauty of Krishna. Okay? Just to give you an idea, and I'll tell you why I am explaining all this to you. Okay, I am coming to the topic in a minute. So that is Krishna's beauty. Even Lord Shiva faints when he sees Krishna's beauty. So now, to continue the story, when Krishna sees the beauty of Radharani, Krishna faints. Okay. So there is Madan, he makes all of us faint. Then there is Madan Mohan, who makes Madan faint. And then there is Madan Mohan Mohini, who makes Madan Mohan faint. That is the beauty of Radharani. Okay. So it is said, the most beautiful girl in this universe, in this planet, the heavenly residents are 100 times more beautiful. the Apsaras and others are hundreds of times more beautiful. Higher than their beauty is the beauty of who's the topmost beautiful person in this whole material universe? Most beautiful in this world. Radharani is beyond the world. She comes to the world. Who's most beautiful lady in this universe? You don't know? Aishwarya Rai. Aishwarya Rai was my classmate in college. Really, I never fainted when she would pass next to me. I'm still. So, the most beautiful lady in this universe is Gauri, Parvati Devi. She is most beautiful in the material sphere. And Lord Shiva is the most handsome. Okay, for this world. I'll come to that one. Yeah. Lord Shiva and Parvati are on the border of between the material and the spiritual world because they have come for the purpose of managing the world. The same Lord who is Vishnu and Lakshmi, they come as Shiva and Parvati for managing this world. But anyway, that we'll discuss that another day. So, beyond the material world, in Vaikuntha, there are various Lakshmis who serve the various forms of Narayan. Those Lakshmis are 100 times more beautiful than Parvati Devi. They are spiritual in nature. Beyond the Vaikuntha is Golok Vrindavan, where the gopis are serving Krishna. Those gopis are hundreds of times more beautiful than the Lakshmis. And amongst all the gopis, Radharani is the most beautiful and she is hundreds of times more beautiful than all the other gopis. So you can imagine, actually you cannot imagine. There was one great guru who is the guru of the guru of who is the guru of Srila Prabhupada. His name is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. One day somebody asked him a question, and he is actually in the spiritual world a servant of Radharani, and he came down to preach in this world. One day somebody asked him, please tell us something about the beauty of Radharani. And when that question was put, he just remembered and he fainted. He said, just by the scriptures describe, even if somebody sees the tip of the toenail of Radharani, he will faint. We cannot even imagine this. Okay? So do not think of this as exaggeration. We cannot imagine. And it is far, far, far higher. The point we are trying to make is, what extraordinary glory and beauty of Srimati Radharani. She is the original super excellent goddess, the source of all devotion, the source of all happiness, the shelter for all devotees. Okay? So I'll tell you one more story. There is so much to speak, but I'll tell you one more story and then we will end. And if you want, we can have some little bit of question answers if we have time. So Radha and Krishna, as the years went by, they would have beautiful pastimes together. See, again, you should understand that Radha and Krishna, their love, it is the same Lord who has split into two. It is not like a boyfriend-girlfriend love in the material world. People sometimes think like that. Oh, Krishna dances with Radharani, I will dance with my girlfriend. No, if you want to dance, what you should do is you expand yourself into two. Can you do that? Not by cutting yourself. So Krishna is that same Lord who has expanded into two for the purpose of spiritual pleasure. So it is not a boy and a girl dancing. It is the Lord who is having pastime with his own divine energy. That's why Radharani is known as the Swarupa Shakti of Bhagwan. Swarup Shakti, the very Shakti of the Swarup of Bhagwan. So she is very, very special. So what happened was, as times went, one day Radha and Krishna were together in the forest of Vrindavan, and Radharani was very sad. You listen to this story carefully, yeah? Radharani was very sad. So Krishna became very sad. He told Radharani, what happened? Why are you so sad? Please tell me. She said to Krishna, oh Krishna, there are so many people who are calling me Krishna Kalankini. You understand the meaning of Kalankini? So somebody who is spoiling Krishna's reputation. Krishna Kalankini. Because they misunderstand our relationship to be like a material relationship. Isn't it so sad? Radharani is saying, Lord Shiva loves you, but his name is not spoiled. Lord Brahma loves you like anything, his name is not spoiled. The 4 Kumaras love you so much, their name is not spoiled. But I love you, my name gets spoiled. Not fair. They are thinking of me as if I am unchaste and I am performing immoral behavior. So I am very sad. So Krishna said, don't worry, don't worry. Krishna is the problem fixer. Yes? Krishna can fix all problems. That is his specialty. So Krishna says, I will fix. Don't worry, Radharani. I will ensure that the world understands your purity. So next day, early morning, Mother Yashoda goes to wake up Krishna, but Krishna doesn't wake up. He has very high fever and Krishna has gone into coma. He's not even opening his eyes. So all worried, Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda all worried. Krishna, wake up. But Krishna not waking up. He's in a coma. So they all become very scared. What happened? What happened? Everybody go, look for a doctor, look for a doctor. Vaidya, look for a Vaidya. So all the family members they start running around Braja to look for a Vaidya. But no Vaidya knows what has happened to Krishna because all diagnosis fails. They don't know what has happened. They cannot bring you out of coma. But they are still running around. Finally, when Nanda Maharaj is running around, he sees one person who is very effulgent, very attractive, carrying medicine, looking just like a Vaidya. And he comes running to him, who are you? He says, oh, you don't know me, I am a very famous Vaidya. Oh, really? My son Krishna is sick. Can you please come and cure him? Okay, no problem, I will come. So he brings this Vaidya home. Krishna is lying down. So this Vaidya comes and he says, okay, let me check this boy first. So he starts checking the pulse, checks everything. After checking everything, he goes in deep thought. So Nanda and Yashoda ask him, what happened? Do you have the medicine to cure this boy? So he says, actually I have the medicine to cure this boy. And he says, then why are you so worried? But there is one problem. That this medicine that I have is in a powder form, but this medicine to be effective has to be mixed with a particular solution and then it should be administered to the patient. Then the patient will become okay. So no problem, what solution you need? He says it's a specific type of water, no problem, there is ample water here. He says no, not ordinary water. This must be a very special type of water. He says, but never mind, it will be too difficult. He says, no, tell me, I will arrange. What type of water do you need? He says, the type of water I need is that water which has been brought by an extremely chaste lady. With that water, if it is mixed and then fed to Krishna, Krishna will be okay. He says, no problem. There are so many chaste ladies in Vraj. We can easily arrange that. He says, no, wait. condition is not yet over. So the water that has to be brought to prove their chastity, the lady who brings the water has to go to Yamuna, okay, and they will pick Krishna's hair and they will make a bridge on the Yamuna with Krishna's hair, strands of hair. She has to walk on that bridge without falling, go to the middle of the Yamuna, take her pot, fill it with water and bring it back on the bridge and come back. Wait, condition not over, there is one more condition. That condition is the pot will have 100 holes. But no water should drop. So if a lady is truly chaste, then she will be able to achieve this feat. It's okay. So a few girls very enthusiastically rush to prove their chastity and fail miserably. Then finally, some other ladies who are the elderly ladies who are related to Radharani, they say, we will go. They go, they try to walk on the hair, they splash into the water. Nobody is even able to cross the bridge. Forget about putting the water. When this happens and nobody is able to do that, everybody becomes very worried. And then, in exasperation, Nanda Maharaj says, is there no lady in this whole Vraj who is so chaste? Then suddenly Mother Yashoda realizes that she has not gone. And she says, okay, now I will go and do. As soon as she says that, the Vaidya, who is actually Krishna himself, the Vaidya is also Krishna, who has taken that form. He suddenly says, Arre Baap, problem. And this was not supposed to be part of the story. No, wait. I forgot to mention one more condition. The mother of the patient cannot go. So, what to do? Nobody is able to do that. So, finally, when nobody is able to do that, then Radharani volunteers to bring the water. So then she goes to the Yamuna. As soon as she goes to the Yamuna, she sees Krishna's reflection in the water. And the reflection, Krishna assures her, don't worry, I will take care of everything. You just do whatever I have told to do. So she walks on the hair bridge without falling. She fills in water, and as soon as she fills in water, Krishna, who is in the water, unseen to anybody, he manifests 100 hands. And with his 100 hands, he closes all the holes so that the water doesn't spill out. Unseen to anybody else. And she carries the water, brings it all the way back. The Vaidya takes the water, mixes it with the medicine, puts it in the mouth of Krishna. As soon as it enters Krishna's mouth, Krishna wakes up. I'm okay, I'm fine. Yes? And then everybody starts clapping for Radharani. Because through this episode, she proved that she is the most chaste lady of Vraj. Yeah. So Krishna restored the name and fame of Radharani because people sometimes misunderstand Krishna and Radharani's relationship just like that of an ordinary boy and girl. But both Krishna and Radharani are at a spiritual platform. Their love cannot be compared with anything material. So on the day of Radha Ashtami, devotees pray to Srimati Radharani, there are two special places in Vraj Mandal which are connected with Radharani. One place is called Raval. Raval is the birthplace of Radharani. There the Yamuna where she was found, the lotus flower is there. Even today, the flower is not there, but the place is there. And the house which was there is a small temple. So we visited there earlier. You've been there also, right? Raval, you are not in the, we didn't go to Raval on that trip. Okay. So you've been to Raval or you have not been to Raval? So Raval is a very simple small temple, the birthplace of Srimati Radharani. And the other place is Barsana. Barsana is where Radharani spent when she was a little more grown up. Maybe 8-10 years old, in that range. So these two places are linked to Radharani, and there are many beautiful places of the pastimes of Radha and Krishna there. Sankri Khor, Man Mandir, beautiful places, amazing places. Radha and Krishna's beautiful pastimes. There are many places where Radha and Krishna's footprints are there. Krishna's mark of his flute is there. All the real original marks of the Lord are there. You would like to go? Okay. One day you come with us, we'll all go together. Okay. Very beautiful place. It's a very, very special place. Sankri Khor, many, many beautiful places. Govardhan, Radhakund, Shamkund. So in this whole existence, the highest devotion is that of Srimati Radharani. Radharani is not only the mother of devotion, she is the very source and giver of devotion. So all devotees should pray to Radharani, and especially Radha Ashtami is the best time to pray to her, because on her birthday she is in a mood to give blessings. So please make an effort to pray to her. You can pray to her anytime. I was listening to a class 2 days ago on Radha Ashtami, and one of my god brothers, Radha Gopinath, was telling a very sweet pastime. He was saying how Radharani is so merciful. And he was actually telling in a lighter way. So he said it was Radha Ashtami day. It was Radha Ashtami day, and Radha Ashtami day, lot of crowd in the temple. The temple hall is so crowded that you cannot even get place to sit. So he was praying to Radharani, please allow me that I can get a nice, comfortable place to sit in the temple, so that I can comfortably hear the lecture. He was praying to Radharani like that. And when he was telling this story, he was sitting on the Vyasasana and giving the class. So he said Radharani reciprocated to his prayers, and it so happened that that day Radhanath Maharaj was supposed to give class, but Maharaj got late, so he was forced to give the class. So he came and sat on the Vyasasana, which is the most comfortable place to sit and give class. So anyway, he was jokingly telling this. But essentially what he was trying to say is that being the mother, she is extremely affectionate to the devotees. While Krishna sometimes may take a hard position considering the principle of justice, Radharani always takes a very compassionate position. She overlooks the faults of the devotees as long as two things. One is genuinely sincere and takes a humble position in front of her. There is nothing that she will not overlook. Okay? And there are many beautiful stories in that regard also. So with this I will stop. Srimati Radharani ki Jai, Shubhanu Nandini ki Jai, Sri Ravala Dhama ki Jai, Sri Barsana Dhama ki Jai, Davala Dhama ki Jai. So any questions, any comments on what we discussed? Okay, good. So this is actually Radharani and her devotion is actually a topic of which is very, very exalted, very, very deep. We are not actually so qualified to discuss all these things in detail. For us, we take a very humble position in front of her and pray for her grace, so that one day when our consciousness goes beyond matter, comes to the spiritual platform, then by the blessings of Radha and Krishna we will be able to understand the spiritual nature of their relationship. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tatvatah tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti swasena. Krishna says in the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita that those who understand the spiritual nature of my birth and activities, Radha and Krishna's activities are Krishna's spiritual activities. Those who can understand them as they are, just by understanding that, one goes back to the spiritual world. Just to help us understand that these are not ordinary. So, we should always keep them in high regard and not confuse them with the activities of the material world. Okay, another quick announcement. Today is 7th. Okay. So I had briefly announced about our Janmashtami celebration. Yes. Okay. So we will be having our Janmashtami celebrations on the 21st of September, 2 weeks from now, Saturday evening, around 6 p.m. onwards. We'll let you know the exact time, 6 to 9 roughly. I'm thinking currently. As of now, I'm waiting for the final confirmation, but looks like, as I understand verbally, the temple management of Krishna temple have agreed to give us the hall to use for that festival. It's a very beautiful hall. I don't know how many of you have seen it. There's a nice stage. It's a very beautiful air-conditioned big hall. Of course, we have this one also, but that one is a much bigger hall and a much nicer hall. Yeah. So we intend to celebrate there. So we will have a class on Krishna Leela. The intention is to give highlights from Krishna's pastimes, different pastimes. We'll have a slideshow and give different pastimes of the Lord's manifest Leela in this world. And also we will have some cultural program. So we have some drama, we'll have some dances, we'll have some singing, we will have some activities like that. Yes. And followed by dinner prasad for everybody. Again, entrance is free. We are not charging anybody. But if, of course, the temple will, the festival will incur cost. So we encourage devotees, according to your capacity, please contribute towards the festival, because all the guests, we are expecting a few hundred guests to come, maybe 200, 300. So we will go and promote this festival. So if you have any contributions to make, please contact Shalini ji. She will collect on your behalf. So the cost will be some contribution towards the hall. We are making some nominal contribution towards the hall. We're not spending a lot because the management has agreed to give us at a very low cost. But there's going to be prasad for a few hundred people. We are estimating the total cost of the festival maybe around 4,000 odd ringgit roughly. Majority of it will be the dinner prasad, plus there will be decoration in the temple, chairs, and so many other things. Yeah? So according to your capacity, whatever 50, 100, whatever you can give, no upper limit, but even lower also no limit. But whatever you can give according to your capacity, you can give. Again, no force. You are invited for the program irrespective of whether anybody contributes or not. Yeah. This is an opportunity for service, so up to whoever wants to take it. We will also have a Pushpa Abhishek, so we will not Pushpa Abhishek means we will have a flower Abhishek, so there also there will be cost, so we will buy a lot of flower petals to shower on their lordships. So we will bring Sri Radha Krishna there, and everybody will get, we will try to see if we can get lamps to offer also. So some arrangements, so all these arrangements we have to make, and we will be getting people from quite a few places. Even Palmcourt, many of them will join. So from your respective condominiums also you can welcome and invite others to come. So we're expecting 200 to 300, let us see, that is at least 200. So if any of you want to put up, if you are good at any dance or something like that and you want to put a devotional performance for the Lord, let me know. Otherwise I have already identified a few, but it will be nice, short, 5-minute, 7-minute, within 10-minute performances. If you have a longer one also, you can discuss with me. But if you have something, it will be nice. Then based on how it goes, we will see how we will manage that. And I will give you guidance also in terms of, if you have an idea, I will make some effort to spend some time with you to try to guide you in how it is done. Anybody here can perform, is trained in classical dancing? Any of the girls? Vandana, you also? You also? Okay. So it will be nice if few of you get together and if there is some parent who is also interested, who can coordinate and organize something very simple. We have done some Janmashtami programs earlier where we put an existing song, a devotional song, and we choreograph a dance around it. So sometimes we just show a scene where Krishna is standing in the middle and the gopis are dancing around him. Something, you can come up creatively with an idea. Yes, you remember we had done that? Here in our hall outside. Meenalji had performed. We already have a ready drama. So we will do that. Meenalji karenge na? Apna drama. We will go ahead and do that. Plus a couple of small skits we will do. So Hemant, I am going to give you a script. Can na? With your permission. Very simple, 5 minutes. Okay? You and Praveen. Where is Praveen? He is not here. You can do something very simple from Bhakti, some anecdote. No need for any elaborate costumes. Something simple. Chalega? So anybody who is interested, let me know, Vasu. If you are interested, let me know. I can give some small. So the idea is use this as a form of spiritual education. So I will think along those lines also. Any questions? Okay. So next week, around 20 of us are going to Jagannath Puri for a short yatra. Okay, so some of you are coming with us. So next weekend will be the Holy Dham of Jagannath. So there is no class next week. Next to next week is the festival. Okay. So I am available for contact. We may not meet here before the festival, but just WhatsApp me or call me or whatever if you have any ideas. Yeah. What we will also do is we will try to have offerings for the Lord, and the Lord is there, food offerings. Like we bring Naivedya. So all of you are encouraged, not in big quantity, just small clay pots. Whatever you can bring. You want to make some type of rice, you want to make some pakodas, you want to make some sweets. So we will feed the Lord, then we will distribute it as prasad to everybody. So the key part of festivals is the devotees come together. It's the mood of Radharani. People come together to serve Krishna, to please Krishna. So Krishna loves to eat. Krishna loves to see devotees dance and sing. And he loves even more to see his devotees eating after he has eaten. His prasad. Because that is the way Krishna gives his mercy, through his prasad. Okay? So this festival is open for all. So I will need your help also to encourage people to come. And if you have a big group who is coming, just let us know upfront so we make arrangements accordingly. Okay? So let us work towards making this festival successful. Okay? Trisha? Yeah. You can dance also? What kind of classical dancing you do? Dancing? Bharatanatyam? Who's your teacher? Okay. But you have to learn some of it. Okay. So you explore. Varshini? You explore and see what you want to perform. It's not necessarily, Sanjana, what do you do? Which Bharatanatyam also? You also Bharatanatyam? Okay, fine. You see whatever is possible. It can be a simple dance, yeah, centered around Krishna. So that is the simple way. Either you put Krishna or you put a picture of Krishna and you dance. You know, the song is dedicated to dancing for Krishna, like that. Will you let me know, Varshini and Sanjana? You see and you talk to your parents, and then you let me know if anything. You ask them to contact me. Okay. Please come in nice, colorful attire. Yes. And if you want to help in any other services, there are a lot of services. Services to perform, services to make arrangements, decoration of the altar, arranging the chairs, distribution of prasad. Yes, a lot of other services are there. So please volunteer for the services as far as possible. So we'll try to see if we can make some simple posters so we can start sharing it online. Yeah. So let us enthusiastically celebrate. So we are calling this festival as Sri Krishna Janmashtami Smaran Festival. Smaran means remembrance. The Janmashtami Tithi has gone. So if somebody says, why are you celebrating Janmashtami? Janmashtami is gone. It is a Smaran Mahotsav. Smaran Mahotsav means remembrance. So there is no date that the Lord cannot be remembered or His appearance cannot be remembered. Yes. So the focus of the festival will be remembering Krishna. So that is why even the talk that we'll be giving, we'll have a slide from it. So they have a nice huge projector on the walls, a big projection screen on the wall. We are already doing our Wednesday classes there. So we will speak about remembering Krishna's different pastimes. We will speak about that. So an ideal way to perform a dance or a drama or something is to base it on some leela. For example, in dance, sometimes there are dances on Krishna dancing on the hoods of Kaliya. Can be one form of dance. Yes, another form of dance is Krishna who is holding the Govardhan and the gopis are dancing. Or one can be Krishna performing the Ras Leela. One can be Krishna stealing butter. So there are dances around all of these. Yes? Or it can just be a dance to please the Lord. Which means the Lord is that you are dancing in front of the Lord, glorifying His wonderful names and qualities and activities. So you can be creative. If you have any special ideas, welcome. Let me know as soon as possible. Okay? So we'll do Kirtan for a few minutes. Meanwhile, you can distribute. Sorry, we have been busy. I have another program at my home after this. You can distribute. So today, something simple I have. For distribution. Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Gauravani Ashtami Radha Rani ki, Sri Radha Ashtami ki. So before we end the class, we want to wish our birthday boy and birthday girl. Yes. So let us sing together, so that the Lord gives His blessings. I found something just nice for you. You can read Tamil, no? I'm going to give you something in Tamil. Joking. So let us wish her a happy birthday. Okay, so we'll sing for you. So you cut the cake, okay? Imagine. You can take the cookie and cut the cookie. So for Eman, sorry, I forgot your name. Huh? Ishika. Where's your sister today? Ashika, right? She's sleeping. Ashika and Ashika. I get confused who's who. So yeah. So we will pray. So we will sing Happy Birthday in a spiritual way. So I will sing and you follow. Okay? Spiritual Happy Birthday. Okay. Hare Krishna to you.
Hare Krishna to you.
Hare Krishna to you.
Hare Krishna to you.
Hare Krishna to Ishika.
Hare Krishna to Ishika.
Hare Krishna to you.
Hare Krishna to you.
Happy birthday 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 to Ishika and Hemant.
Happy birthday to Ishika and Hemant.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
May Krishna bless 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 both of you.
May Krishna bless both of you.
Hare Krishna to you.
Hare Krishna to you.
This is my patented song. So royalty fees applies for use. Okay, so this is a small gift to you. And for Hemant one Tamil book. Thank you. Happy birthday. Okay, so I will see you, I think, in the festival, but hopefully before that, if you can organize something, I will help you out also. So please reach out to me.